Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're doing another head-to-head. We've got the big Lexus LX470 and the Subaru Forester S Edition. So let's get into it. First up, we're getting the Lexus ready for the first climb of the day, and Joey, one of my mates, is piloting this rig. It's basically standard. It's got a rear locker from factory, so he's just rolling back and forth to engage that locker now. And other than that, it's got a suspension replacement kit on it. It's just to replace the airbag suspension that goes faulty with these, that commonly goes faulty I should say. It's got the steel spring replacement, so I'm not sure if it's lifted. It might be slightly lifted, but pretty much just a factory replacement suspension kit. Anyway, we're lined up here for the first climb of the day. The Subaru's up next. Let's see how the big Lexus gets on. The Lexus made light work of that first challenge. Now, if you're not too familiar with this car, it's essentially a 100 series Landcruiser, so it's got independent front suspension, coils all round, and a solid axle rear, with this particular one having the factory rear locker. Now, up next we've got the Subaru Forester S Edition, so an up-spec'd XT essentially, with extra bolt-on goodies from factory. And I forgot to mention it earlier, but at this stage we're still running highway tyre pressures. Well, that was certainly more of a challenge than it had to be. I think if we had aired down, it would have helped the Subaru quite a bit in that situation. But with open front and rear diffs and no low range and very little flex you would have seen there, the Subaru does struggle when it's climbing a hill and lifts wheels and tyres, but the traction control does work. It's just a reactive system, so you do have to let it do its thing and spin the wheels for a while before it can make the car move forward sometimes. Anyway, up next we've got another challenge, and this one might be a bit different. The Lexus might find this one a bit difficult, and the Subaru might find it easy. Anyway, let's see how we go. Yeah, you're okay. Just go slowly. Go left hand down a little. Are you going back? Yep, go left hand down a little. Yep. Just go slow, nice and slowly. Nice and slowly. Yep, that's good. Straighten up. Yep, you're good. You're good. Don't know. Have a look if you want. I think this. I reckon that's all it was. You want to have another crack? Alrighty, so at this stage, after the Lexus having a go and not making it, we decided to park it up on the side and let the Subaru have a go. Now, at this point, we had both aired down before attempting this climb, because it is quite a lot steeper than the first one that we went on, and it's always very advantageous to run lower pressures. So anyway, let's see how the Subaru gets on. So this time it was the Subaru that dominated the hill climb. First go, we made it up nice and easy. Anyway, with that happening and the Lexus failing on the first go, we decided to line the Lexus back up and give it another crack. After a couple more attempts, the Lexus still didn't make it, so we decided to back it down and go around a slightly different route. Right. She's a big girl.
She's a really big girl. Yep.
Yep. With the Lexus making up that new little hill climb, I didn't want to miss out on giving it a go in the Forester, so I backed her up and lined it up to come down the hill that I made it up, and I wanted to go nice and slowly test the limits of the traction with these mud terrain tyres. At the time they were quite new to me, so it was all just a bit of a learning experience, and I let them down nice and low, around 9 or 10 psi from memory. The big Lexus, it was just running all terrains, and obviously it's a big heavy car, so he didn't lower his tyre pressures quite as much as I did. But yeah, you'd think a big four-wheel drive, locker, low range, it would dominate in this sort of scenario, but tyres and tyre pressures can make a huge difference, and with the Lexus kicking out sideways as it was climbing the hill, it just felt a bit sketchy. And I think having a rear locker can actually make things like this a little more difficult sometimes, because when you do break traction, it will actually kick the car sideways in a lot of those situations. So all these things are something to consider, big differences between the vehicles. I reckon the Subaru did very well though. This is just another bonus clip. I thought I'd throw this in. I went back here on another day with just the Forester and decided to have another go at this hill. I think it was a little wetter this time. There was some extra water sitting around the bottom, but the Forester still made light work of the hill. I thought I'd throw this extra clip in just to show that it wasn't just luck the Forester made it up the first time. It was something that it could do repeatedly, and even in slightly more difficult conditions this time, I think. And once more on a different day again. With that one being the most spicy attempt of them all. I actually made a complete different YouTube video of this climb, and this day out there was a whole lot of exploring I did in this area and other areas around. I'll link that video below if you want to check that out. Now, I just wanted to run these clips back one last time. These are the same ones that were already in the video, but I wanted to slow them down so you could see in a little more detail what I was talking about earlier with the rear locker potentially causing the car to kick out sideways, because when one wheel loses traction, it puts all the pressure on the other wheel, and a lot of the time that can force that wheel to break traction as well. And in that situation, the rear end can kick out quite easily, especially when you're on a rutted steep surface like this. Here we are again. This one, it's actually shown a little more to be even worse in this one, because Joe's almost up on the ridge, but it kicks him sideways once he loses traction, and that causes the front end to slide the opposite direction as well, because it is quite a steep little climb. So it's interesting. I think it can work really well in your benefit, a rear locker, but in certain situations like that, I think it can actually be a negative sometimes. So you see here the Subaru with no rear locker. I lose traction a few times independently, left then right, then left then right. You see the right wheel lost traction a couple of times. There it is again. And then the left wheel loses traction just here. Boom, kicks out a bit of dirt. But they both had traction independently at different times, and it kept it sitting straight and it climbed the hill, no dramas. So what do you reckon? Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you checking it out. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of stuff, consider subscribing. Cheers, guys.